Thanks everyone for joining today's HUSL Education session. Meet Sonia Tomas, the Salon Doctor. She has over 37 years experience in the hair industry. She's a salon owner turned corporate sales professional, and she now trains salon owners and independent hairdressers and the salon owners teams on retail sales, consultation and systems that actually boost revenue. Tina knows. She's joined us here today. We're super excited to team up with her for this free 30-minute session. She's going to teach you how to prescribe powerful business solutions for your salon without making anyone feel salesy. So tap in, learn and grow with HUSL and the Salon Doctor.
Thank you, Marmy, and thank you, HUSL, for having me again. I've been really enjoying these sessions and really getting everyone to understand what the client journey looks like, especially from a home perspective. I think this is an area where we kind of still feel a little bit sticky around having conversations with our clients that actually already trust us, already know us, but we still have our mindset beliefs around why we can't charge and, they're not going to want to pay and things like that. So today is about how do we make more money without feeling salesy and things like that. So I've actually got a bit of a presentation that I'm going to present today. But before I start, who here has done a jigsaw puzzle before? Put your hand up if you've ever done a jigsaw puzzle before. Awesome. And who here has lost a piece when they've done a jigsaw puzzle? I think we all have. And if you all could type in the chat one word that made you feel when you lost that piece of the puzzle. What's one word you felt? Frustrated, yes. Annoyed, yes. Lame. Oh, Nisha, I won't put that one up, but she was not impressed. So this is what your clients feel like when we miss a piece of the consultation. This is what your clients feel like when we don't actually unpack what they need, and then they go home and they feel frustrated when they're not able to do their hair, or they don't know how to properly look after it because we feel friction around having these conversations. So today I'm actually going to show you what those 4 pieces look like and how you can organically have these conversations without feeling sticky, without feeling like you're selling, and able to really kind of give you that client journey and your client feel like this is just natural, this is what I need, and you also as a byproduct increase sales as, a byproduct of that conversation. Before we start, Tina, I'm just going to quickly ask you, to share, you've actually changed your client journey and you're actually implementing the 4 pieces. And how have you found, obviously, we discovered that you've got your return on investment of the program literally within the first week, and you've doubled your sales within the first week. So tell me one thing that you found that implementing and changing your consultation journey, what was the biggest thing that was the change for you?
Felt like I was serving the client better. Yeah.
Even though they're regular clients and you probably felt like you were serving them great as well. But now that you're having more intentional conversations, it's totally shifted, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Have they said anything to you?
No, but they've been, they haven't actually said it as such, but you can just tell they got that spring in their step. They're loving their hair and they want to buy the retail to make it easier at home.
Yay! Love that, love that. So I'm going to share my screen, guys. We're going to go into, thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that, Tina. And, thank you for putting in the work, because at the end of the day, it's about implementation. So guys, when you're on a webinar with me, when you see the little takeaways, just give it a try. Just implement the questions. Honestly, it's not that scary. Because these clients already trust you and love you because they're already coming to you at your home businesses or wherever they're seeing you. So when we talk about the 4 pieces of the puzzle, this is about your client's experience. It's not just built on the great service that you provide. It's actually built on the 4 pieces that actually create that journey. So what does that look like? So when we put these all together, they create something far more powerful than them just being on their own. So when we look at the four pieces, we have the service, right? The experience, the expertise, and the transformations. This is the heart of your work. This is why we actually do what we do, right? This is why we get up every morning and we cut hair, because this is the heart of the appointment, right? This is where we articulate what we're going to carry out, what we're going to do. Your client actually carries this with them every single day. So this is why this is so important. This is number one, the cut and color, the nano, the treatments, all of that. This is the experience and the expertise that they take home. So I know you guys have got this covered because you're quite self-sufficient and got clients already. This is where we create our magic. This is where it all happens. Piece number two is treatments. Are there bond builders? Yeah, Are there bond builders in shampoo and conditioner?
I'm going to say no. Marie says no. Arista, no. Kerry mentioned, I thought some do. Oh, Marie
Okay.
says in some.
Yeah. So they don't have bond builders. They will have high moisture, but they won't actually have the professional strength bond builders that you actually get in salon treatments. Treatments are the only thing that actually will repair the hair. This is a piece of the puzzle. We need our clients to understand that you can't miss this piece. Okay? If you're colouring their hair, we're compromising their hair. Okay? So by missing this piece, this is where your client's going to feel frustration, right? Because what will happen is eventually they'll have dry hair, they'll have breakage, we might not be able to colour it anymore. This is the only piece that does it. Okay, so we need to really make sure that when we're in salon and we're recommending treatments, this is why. Because this is the only piece that actually repairs any damage we do to their hair. Are we agreeing with this one? Yeah. Okay. So this is the only thing that will repair the hair. Okay. So this is a piece that's really important. So number three is your shampoo and conditioner. Okay. Your shampoo and conditioner is what actually carries your client's maintenance home. Okay. So when we think about how often our clients are with us, they're probably with us 8 to 10 times a year at best. Okay. So the most important time is when they're at home. Because we know when they're with us, we can make sure their hair's beautiful. We can make sure that their hair's soft and shiny. We can do even the in-salon treatment, right? But what happens when they're at home? Okay? This is what actually extends your service into their everyday life. Okay? Even if you've got a client who's using, I was talking to a team this morning and we're talking about shampoo and conditioner. Would you eat McDonald's every day? So if let's say you've got a client who's using Pantene, okay? Would you eat McDonald's every day? No. Why wouldn't you eat McDonald's every day? There's no nutritional value. Agree? Will we agree with that? Okay. So if they're using shampoo and conditioner from the supermarket or using something that's not right for their hair, it's like eating McDonald's every day. It might feel good at the time. Right. We have a Big Mac and we go, oh my God, I so needed that. I love the flavors. But what happens afterwards? We feel sick. We think, why did we do it? But then all of a sudden we feel like we've got to go back there. Okay, this is like eating McDonald's every day. If we're not actually looking and eating the right food, you're going to suffer at the end. Shampoo and conditioner the same. If they're not using the right products, they're not going to get longevity on their color. They're not going to get longevity on the results. So this is why it's so important that, sure, we can go to a hotel and use something that's not right, but we still need to make sure we're using the right thing on a daily basis to keep the integrity of the hair. So when we look at, I'll give you another analogy. Who here drives cars? Do we all drive? Yep. Okay. Who here thinks petrol is the only thing we need to get our car from A to B? Only petrol? Or do we need tyres? Do we need brakes? We need the big things, right? Not just the small things. So what happens is we rely so heavily sometimes on our shampoo and conditioner to get us from A to B, but really in actual fact, we need the tires and the brakes, otherwise the car doesn't drive. Right? So we need all the pieces to tick over. Okay? And then the last piece of the puzzle is styling products. So I have another question for you. Would you put your hand in the oven without an oven glove? No. Of course we wouldn't, right? Because it's going to burn our hand. But our clients are ironing their hair every day, yet we don't tell them the importance of using a heat protector. If they would put an oven glove on their hand to get stuff out of the oven, why are they not putting something on their hair when we iron? Right? Why are we're not using aftercare in terms of styling products at home? So when I'm talking to my clients about their client experience and their consultation, I'm going to make sure I unpack every piece. And the consultation starts with all of this. It doesn't start after. So I don't want, I hear salon owners say, salons say, do you feel like a treatment? And I know a lot of home hairdressers do that too. They go, do you feel like a treatment? But we're not selling value at that point. We're not actually selling why the client needs the treatment. Right? So when we're actually unpacking all of these four, I want my client to understand this. What are we doing today? What we're trying to achieve? What's the expectation for when they go home? How long is their color going to last? Do they need a toner? Okay. Then I'm going to unpack why a treatment's so important. That it's going to restore, protect, and strengthen the hair from the inside out. You can't do this at home, and shampoo and conditioner alone won't do this. Yeah. The third piece is the shampoo and conditioner. So this is the foundation that supports everything we create. Right? This is going to get your client to get better value out of the treatment, get better value out of their color. And then the last one is styling. This is the final touches that can carry the results beyond the salon. So if someone wants to have a bouncy blow dry, if someone wants to be able to iron their hair nice and smooth, if someone wants to have volume, whatever the desire is, you need these pieces to put them all together. Who has seen value out of this today? Who has actually looked at their client journey a little bit different when they're unpacking a consultation now? Yeah. Right? This is going to help you unpack. So when I know I'm having this conversation with my client, when all four pieces are present in every appointment, your client experience is complete and your revenue will reflect it. So when we talk about how can we actually make more revenue in our business, this is how we actually do it. This is how we can actually have intentional conversations and remove money. And have you guys bought something before in your life that you've felt that I don't even know why I bought it? We bought it, we go, we really wanted it at the time, and we did all of this, and then we go, oh, why do I have this? Our houses are full of that. Would you agree? Because at some point you saw value. Okay? People will buy when they see value. It's not around price. And I think one of the biggest things was Tina, for example, she learned that as soon as she removed the friction around how much something costs and she showed her client the value of what she's going to get, then it became really seamless and really easy to recommend aftercare. It became really seamless to recommend styling products. And it also became really seamless to recommend a treatment. It was showing clients the why. So I'm going to hand it over to you guys. Who here feels like they miss a step? Who feels like when they're doing consultations, they miss a step? I'd really love to hear, and I'd really love to help you unpack this. So who's willing to maybe have a conversation today? These sessions are free. Make the most of them. Who would like to share something today?
I thought I was going to type it, but I was like, nah, that's going to take too long. So like when we are selling an in-salon treatment to promote that, how are we allowing our clients to also do the investigation but know the difference between just conditioners and actual masks that make add a difference to the hair? Like, are we looking for certain ingredients? Is there a limited amount of behind the salon sort of things that we're doing? Like what's making it not just a conditioner?
Yeah, great question. So treatments in salon are professional strength. Yeah. So it's like getting cough medicine from over the counter or cough medicine from your doctor and it's prescription. Yeah. It's going to be a stronger strength. Okay. Because our treatments that we have in salon aren't designed to be used at home. Could you imagine sending home a client with a high protein treatment, professional strength? They'll probably overuse it and probably end up break their hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if we send something, if we're not prescribing the right aftercare, right? So yes, the mask is a foundation to continue what we do in salon. Yeah. So that's kind of the keeping the building blocks together. But we have a professional strength. So if a client says to me, what's the difference? Is, well, you can't buy what I do in salon. Yeah. And the reason why you can't buy it is because you need a professional to put it in your hair. Right. So it's like could you imagine going to buy antibiotics from Woolworths? We wouldn't even know what to buy. Right. So I would be saying to my client, guys, use these little analogies like the oven, like the car, because what it actually does, it breaks it down and takes out the cell and it breaks it down. It makes them help and understand at a layman's terms. Like as soon as I told you about, would you put your hand in the oven without an oven glove? You actually almost pictured yourself that you wouldn't do it. Right. So if you use that analogy with them, and even when I said to you, would you eat McDonald's every day? All of you would have probably thought, oh, no way. Like you could actually almost feel what it would be like to eating it every day. So if a client's using something that's not right for their hair, I'm going to actually explain it to them. I make sure I order for my clients. And then, yeah, if it's not in stock, yeah. So Kerry, you also have, I guess you've got the app. You can send them a link through that. So that's great. Look, I do have a lot of clients that I work with. You know, I mean, Tina has done my program, but I would strongly recommend if you're actually having these conversations in there, I would actually have a retail shelf and have products on hand. So when I'm actually explaining it to my clients, I have the product ready to go. I just find that a lot easier. So use the app to order, use the app to get your discount and get your free products. But what I'd also do is maybe have one or two stock on hand. Tina, have you realized that it's great to have stock on hand? Like, do you carry now stock on hand? I don't know what that looks like for you now, but I don't know whether you had much before, but share with us what that now looks like.
Yeah, so to be honest, I've got stock here. Yeah, I've got stock. It probably was just sitting on the shelf prior beforehand, whereas now it's actually starting to move. Yeah.
Yeah, so having stock, has that made it easier because you've been able to get off the shelf? Yeah.
And they can get it then and there without having to wait. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Because I guess, Kerry, when I'm actually explaining to a client the importance of it, I want them to understand why I need them to use it now. So by having it on hand, so I would, as I said, still use the app, still make sure you can get your discounts and maybe save on, I don't know, guys, do you have freight? I don't know. Sorry, I should know this. Mommy, do you have freight?
That's okay. Tina actually did a good order the other week, didn't you, Tina? She got it from us. Of course, thank you. So yeah, look, a lot of you probably do have some, promotional vouchers you haven't used. That's still sitting in your app to use, obviously. That's where your discount comes through from, attending certain things and obviously being eligible for some promotions that we do. We give you the wholesale vouchers. So please have a look. If you don't know where to look or how to apply them, just tap on Get Help in the app. Literally just tap on Get Help. I know Tina, she tapped on Get Help when she tried to put her order in. Thank you so much. But yes, there is freight involved. However, last Friday, we did $0 free shipping on wholesale orders over $199. So that happens every now and again on a Friday. And who is the person that controls that? I do. So FYI, if you want to be the first to know about those free shipping Fridays, let me know, hit me up, and I can send you the link to sign up to be one of the first to know. So yeah, little things that we do in Hustle to try and help you.
Yeah, okay, love that. So make sure that you guys take advantage of that freight free. So therefore you actually make more money on your return on your retail, because I'm all about making every single cent count. So use that. But Kerry, it's also good just to have a bit of stock, because, you know, when it's there, you can't sell it, and then sometimes you can lose that. Sometimes that friction. So, guys, one thing I want to actually really finish off with today is your clients, when they come to you, they're expecting to spend money. They expect that. They don't come to you with $0 in their bank. They are coming to your business knowing they're going to spend money. Okay? You go shopping knowing you're going to spend money, right? You don't know how much you're going to spend, right? Sometimes you go shopping, you go, oh my God, I've just spent way too much. And then sometimes you go and you don't find anything, but you go with the intention that you're going to spend. Your clients come to your business knowing that they're going to be spending money that day. They just don't know how much. It's up to you to make the most of every single client that's sitting in your chair, and for them to see the value. They trust you already, guys. You guys have an advantage over salons where you've got clients that walk in off the street and they have to, you know, build that trust. You already have the trust. And I know I don't want to refer back to Tina, but I think because she's done my program, she kind of knows how easy it has been to really get an uptake straight away, because she has that client that trusts her, and all she's done is changed the way she actually starts asking questions. And I would even be fair to say that she's probably just asking, where before she probably wasn't even asking. Right? She's laughing because it's true, right? So we don't ask because we have friction around how much they should be spending. And last time I checked, no client ever asked me for financial advice and to go to their accountant with them. So it's not my choice and not my decision to choose how much they should or shouldn't spend in my business. I just got to make sure that I provide the value. I make sure they understand why, and make sure that when they leave my business, they know how to look after it. They make sure their hair is beautiful, maintained, and it keeps their integrity. That's my job. So I hope you guys have found this session really valuable with the 4 pieces of the puzzle. Feel it, run with it, try it, and it only takes one question and you can do what Tina did and doubled her income within a week.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sonia. Sonia and I have a little bit of we actually join, we have a bit of a chat before everybody comes in. And as soon as you know it, everyone's starting to come in and I'm like, oh no, we're in a really good conversation, because we're talking about obviously a bit of a brief on, what Sonia's going to cover in this session and then what the next session is going to be about. So just on that note, with Sonia's next session, it's on Wednesday, the 26th of August, same time, 10:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And the title of next webinar is Busy, Booked and Still Broke. Here's why. And what she dives into is full books don't guarantee a full bank account. This session breaks down the difference between working in your business and building one and the outcome, understanding systems versus survival mode. So this is going to be such a fantastic one. If you haven't yet, please tap on that link in the chat box there. We'd love for you to join. And please, if you need any tips on drop shipping, obviously drop shipping is retailing, which ties into what Sonia's talking about today. I noticed a lot of you had, if not all of you, spoke about how you wanted extra tips on drop shipping, a simple way of drop shipping. Tap on Get Help in the app. That's what I'm here for. I'm a hairdresser too. So Thank you once again, Sonia. Amazing as always.
Thank you. Before we go, can everyone just write in the chat box what was one key takeaway that you got from today? Yeah, simple step by step. Absolutely. I love that. Just don't miss the piece, right? Just when I asked you about the puzzle and when everyone said that they lost a piece of the puzzle, how frustrating it is, that's what will happen to your client. Yeah, they do want more information, Marie. They want to know what's in it for them. If you're asking clients, do you feel like a treatment? There's no value at that point and they don't know what they're getting. So, yeah, absolutely. We need to make a difference. Just before we wrap up today, I ended up going into Pitt Street. I'm going to actually be putting this on my socials. I went to Pitt Street and I interviewed a lady. It was a young girl. She's probably in her mid-20s. And I actually did an interview on her experience in salon. You'll be blown away. She cuts her own hair now. She went to a salon. They told her hair was dry and she needed a mask, but didn't actually show her what to use. And then she told me she uses the L'Occitane brand. Now, I don't know if anyone knows that brand, but it's a soap brand. It's not a professional product. And I went and looked at the two products she uses, how much she spends. She spends $140 on two products. That's not even shampoo and conditioner. Right? So this salon has told her hair was dry, she needs a mask, and she left the salon and very underwhelmed. And when I told her what she thought about if hairdressers thought that she couldn't afford products, how she felt about that, and she said she'd be highly offended. She thought that would be really rude. She goes, it's actually your job, hairdresser's job, to tell me what I need to use at home. And I was like, first interview, she nailed the brief. I didn't even have to prep her. She was just like, when she said to me, one of the first things she says was she cuts her own hair at home, I almost died. I was like, why do you need to be doing this, right? So clients are wanting us to share our knowledge and help them maintain the most time when they're at home. So thank you so much, everyone, for showing up and learning and growing. You've all been amazing. Thank you for your input and typing in the chat. I know, it's always a challenge. So, and Tina, keep smashing it, girlfriend.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you next time.